We all have stories. You have stories. I have stories. And we know everybody has their own story. But do we really honestly know what's going on with somebody? Do we honestly really ask ourselves, is what they're telling me to be the God's honest truth? You have to take that time to really investigate and be curious about what we're hearing. I want to share 3 stories with you about myself. These may be true, they may be embellished, but you know what's for you to determine the veracity of what I'm about to say. Story. When I was 7 years old, I received my first job in a commercial burger chef as an extra. Second story. I enlisted in the U.S. Army in order to avoid being expelled from high school. And the third story. On the golf course, I once shot a double legal. 3 stories. These may be true, they may be embellished. But let's kind of dig into these a little. 7 years old, I get that first job. I chatted an extra in a burger chef commercial. What could be greater for a 7-year-old than spending all day eating cheeseburgers, having vanilla milkshakes? The thing about work, that first job I was excited. I was ecstatic. This was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me, and I was already 7 years old. I grew older and got into corporate. You probably have seen them too. We all see those people, those traditional 9 to 5 jobs. You see them everywhere you go. Oh God, it's Monday. Thank God it's Friday. Oh God, it's Monday. Thank God it's Friday. It's a continual cycle with them. I never enjoyed being around the people because to me, they were missing so much opportunity of life held for them. Yes, work is called work for a reason, but it provides so much for you. It provides that next level of what you want to accomplish. Here's what I learned about work. I'm there to do something. Somebody is paying me for a reason. And that reason for me is to do what they have asked me to do. I have learned to do it with all my soul, with all my heart, to the best of my ability. Because I absolutely believe that in life, we can give life for one simple reason. That is to serve others, to serve others in a powerful way. And that's what work is about. When you find that sweet spot of how you want to serve, that's how you honor work. That is where you find what it is you want out of life. Because there is honor in work. Yes, we may think that work may be drudgery, but there is honor in that. And you must find the honor of what it is you are doing with your life. That's the value of work. It gives us clarity and gives us purpose and gives intention of how our life is to proceed. Next, I had to enlist in the Army because I was about ready to be expelled from school. I'm 17 years old. Yeah, I was a little bit of a rabble rouser. Yeah, I did want to buck the system. Yeah, I wanted to not do things the way. So a group of us decided one day, hey, we don't want to go to school today. Let's just go ahead and skip school. Nobody will notice. There may have been some beer involved. I don't know. Here's the thing, though. They didn't notice. They did notice that we went there. And the news got back to us that if we didn't show up that next day with an excuse, we would be expelled. And I knew in particular I was going to be expelled. Andrew Starncheck, principal at that school, he and I had a special relationship. He didn't like me. I didn't like him. But we did have a special relationship, which basically involved my gluteus maximus and his paddle, because that became up close and personal on more than one occasion. So I got the bright idea. You know what? I'm going to go talk to an Army recruiter. So I went and talked with an Army recruiter. I had him explain to me the value of enlisting. I had him help me to understand what the benefits were. And I agreed at that moment, yep, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and enlist. And as I'm walking out the door, I kind of pause and I say, hey, can you do one more favor for me? Can you just write me a note to say I was with you all day discussing my career? But you know what? We all have opportunities and we have all opportunities to do something regardless of what the situation may be. It may be a horrible situation. It may be a fantastic situation, but it provides those opportunities. here in this situation. I knew something bad was going to happen if I didn't do something drastic. I did it. That next day, I show up to school, and who's there to greet me but Andrew Starncheck, sitting there with his arms crossed, looking at me. Hey, bud, your time is up. I reach in my pocket. I pull out that note. Here you go, sir. He looked at it and just walked away. That was an opportunity that I took something that could have been bad and made it work out for me. Next, as I grew old, I used to play golf. I learned to play golf as a young child. My mother would drop my brother and I off at the golf course while she had to go run her errands, and we would learn how to play golf. I learned how to play at a very young age, and it kind of carried on into my adulthood. If you don't know what a double legal is in the game of golf, it's probably the rarest score that you can achieve. It's getting a 2 on a par 5 or a hole in one on a par 4. It rarely happens. I'm on the course that one day. I put my tee ball on the ground. I crack it. It goes down and into the middle of the fairway, just kind of sitting there real nice and pretty. And as I'm walking up to it and looking, you know what? I'm thinking to myself, hey, this next shot, I can probably reach the green with this. So I pull out my 5-wood, probably my favorite club in my bag, and I just crack that ball, and it goes down and just goes up in the air, takes a nice draw, lands on the green. All of a sudden, I see the flag rattling. I got it. It hit the hole on the fly. A 2 on a par 5, a double eagle. I was ecstatic. You know, there's a lot of lessons in the game of golf. Really think about it. In the game of golf, I've learned so much to apply it to life. There's some basic, simple rules when it comes to the game of golf. You're allowed to carry 14 clubs in your bag. You play around, you're only allowed to have 14 clubs. And heck, your foot wedge does not count as one of those clubs. So the lesson in life to me is with what you have, make the most out of that. Don't try and look for the next thing. Just take what you have to make the most out of that. Because too many people spend life looking for the next thing. And they miss the opportunity. It's right there. They have all they need. Just make something of it. Engage what is there in that moment. Stop hanging on to yesterday. Yesterday's over. You can't change anything about yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow. Because here's the truth about tomorrow. There's no guarantee you're going to get it tomorrow. Live for today. And what you have in that moment, make the most of it. There's another simple rule of golf. So wherever your ball lies, you have to play it. Play it where it lies. Don't cheat. Play it where it lies. Just like life. Where you are, the most of it. You're on the golf course, you can't use your foot wedge to kick that ball out from behind the tree. You got to figure out a way to get around that tree. Just in life, when obstacles happen to you, can I guarantee if life has never happened to you, it will happen. Figure out a way to get around and get through that obstacle. You either go through it, go over it, go around it, but figure it out. Wherever you are in that moment, play it where it lies and figure out how to get through it. And one more important thing about the game of golf, that last shot, it's over. Focus on the shot you have now. Don't worry about that last shot. Even if it was a horrible shot, you have the shot now. You can make the most of where you're at now, of where you are. And this isn't life. Just because things didn't work out for you yesterday or last week or last month or last year, that doesn't mean anything. When we're on the road to success, failure is something that's going to happen. It's a guarantee. And here's the great thing about failure. It can be one of your greatest learning experiences when you allow it. Just because you failed at something, don't create that as your stopping point. Learn from the mistakes. Do better next time. Make the most out of it. And that's the power of failure, is that it creates success for the next opportunity. So what are the lessons again that we've talked about? Work. It's a powerful. There's honor work. Opportunity, regardless of the situation you are in life, you have opportunity, and make the most of each and every moment. That's the power of life. So it's time for you to reclaim your potential, refine your mindset, and rise to new heights. I mentioned these 3 stories at the outset, and there's a level of truth in each and every one of them. However, that one I told you about, hitting the double eagle on the golf course, that made me stretch it a little bit. Yes, that ball did land in the hole on the fly. So technically, I did get a double eagle. But here's the thing. The ball didn't stay in the hole. It rolled off to the front of the green, causing me to chip back up and putt for birdie. But in my mind, I did achieve that double eagle. In my story that I like to tell, yes, technically I did get that double eagle. I just had to, budget a little bit. But your life is a story, and stories are what inspire. Stories are what's great because you never know who your story will inspire to achieve something significant, to achieve greatness. Remember your stories. Don't be ashamed to tell them. Share them with the world because the world needs to hear your story because your story is unique, unique to you and unique to the world. There's never going to be another you. There's never going to be another me. And there's never going to be another story like what you have to tell. Just like there's never going to be other stories what I just shared with you. Make the most of this day. Be extraordinarily bold and live your life with intention each and every day.